There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward, together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth
She's
might
okay.
not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the webinar for Wilson Electronics with Petra to learn more about small, medium business and residential cellular signal booster solutions. So just to give you a brief summary of what or who Wilson Electronics is, in case you haven't heard of us before, we are a leader in cellular signal amplification, and we provide solutions for any type of situation, whether it be in building, vehicular, or in residences. And so we're going to go over some of the types of solutions that are here today or that are available to you and to your customers. And at the end of the presentation, we'll take questions. If you have those questions, please post them in the chat and we will try to get to them at the end. So just briefly, who is Wilson Electronics? We are an American manufacturer located in St. George, Utah. We've been in the business for about 50 years, and we've sold millions of cellular signal booster kits. And so we will just be talking a little bit about our kits or our solutions and how they might benefit you or your customers. So just to give you, just a quick start, we provide solutions that cover all carriers in the United States and in Canada for all types of users, any type of cell phone or cellular LTE device that might be in a vehicle or in a laptop or something. And then in all kinds of places, as I mentioned before, vehicles, homes, commercial buildings, and that's pretty much everywhere, anywhere that a cellular device is being used. Today's presentation will be focused primarily on commercial, small, medium business, and residential solutions. We do make solutions for IoT, commercial fleet, commercial buildings, large enterprise buildings, and consumer vehicles. So if you have questions on those, please reach out to us and let us know, and we'd be certainly happy to provide more information. So I think just the way to start here is to talk about what the problem is. Everyone on this phone call has probably experienced issues with poor, weak, unreliable cellular connectivity. And I think a lot of us also know that the problem is generally amplified when we're indoors or in a vehicle. When you're outdoors, in a parking lot or in a downtown street, you may be able to get a pretty good signal on your phone, regardless of who your carrier is. But all of a sudden you go home and in certain rooms or maybe your entire house, you're not able to get a good cell signal. So you'll drop those calls and it's very frustrating. So the problem is generally not the carrier. It can occasionally be if you're in a really rural area and you're far away from any cellular towers, that signal could be weak in that area. However, the The bigger problem tends to be the structure. So buildings and vehicles are, they have lots of metal, some concrete, glass, that just basically reflect the cellular signal from the tower. So what might be an okay signal outside becomes a weak signal inside. And so you experience those drop calls and poor call quality. So, there's other things that can also affect the weak signal besides the building. You could have landscape, you could have foliage around your building, even leaves in summer actually block more cell signal than in the wintertime when there aren't leaves on trees. And there could be other man-made buildings or structures around that are also between the tower and the building or structure that you're in. So those things can all affect the quality of the cell signal. And so the way that, so one of our brands is called WeBoost. You may be familiar with that if you're not familiar with Wilson Electronics. But WeBoost solutions rather, work in a very simple way. So you have your outdoor antenna, number one there. I'm sorry, your outside antenna is on top of the building. It's usually a directional or omnidirectional antenna, and that will then grab the signal from the towers in the area. Then a cable runs to a booster or an amplifier somewhere in the building that amplifies the signal approximately 32 to 40 times. And then that will have a cable that will run to one or multiple inside antennas that would be placed in the areas in which you want amplification. And again, that could be maybe just a basement, or it could be the entire house, depending on your needs. And so that broadcasts the signal to your cellular devices. All of our boosters, as I mentioned, work with all carriers. So if you had family members that have a Verizon phone and another one has AT&T or T-Mobile, it'll work with all of those, and there's nothing special that you have to do. Also, right out of the box, you just plug it in, and once it's installed, it'll work without loading any software. You don't have to update anything. There are no security patches. All of that security is managed through your carrier. So, it's just as if you were outside, your phone and your carrier are the connection. All we're doing in this case is taking the cell signal outside, bringing it inside and amplifying it so that you can have a reliable signal indoors. And as I mentioned, we have residential vehicle and commercial solutions. It's the same type of setup, basically the outside donor antenna going to an amplifier and then an indoor antenna. So it's all of our residential and vehicle products are kits. So it comes with everything you need. And even our small, medium business solutions are also kits. So if you're an installer or you're a reseller or you're a customer, it's a very simple solution. You just order the kit that is the right size for your needs, and everything will come in there. And then our commercial solutions, a little bit bigger, and those are more of a customized solution, which we will work with a customer to find the right solution for the particular building or the needs that they have. So first, I'm just going to talk a little bit about WeBoost for Business, which is our small, medium business solutions. These would be for buildings that are maybe 25,000 square feet and smaller. And that's by far the majority of commercial buildings in the United States. Actually, 71% of all commercial buildings in the United States are under 10,000 square feet. So these solutions that I'm going to show you will pretty much cover the vast majority of people out there and buildings that are in the US. So just to give you a kind of an overview, I won't get into any technical specifications necessarily, but we have a couple of solutions. We have what's called the Installed Office 200. And the Installed Office 200 is kind of a unique product. It's a complete solution that also includes professional installation. So if you want to offer this to your customers, but maybe you don't have the resources, the training, or the time to be able to do an installation yourself, this is a very quick and easy way to provide a high level of satisfaction to a customer. This solution will provide them with the hardware, the cabling, and the professional installation done by our national partner. And what's really nice about this too is it is if no matter where you have a need in the United States, so all 50 states, every zip code in the United States is covered. And basically all you would do is just purchase this and follow the instructions in the box, and the installation can be done in as little as 2 days. So again, this covers up to about 20,000 square feet. It's really good for small medical offices, bank branches, real estate offices, restaurants, you know, pretty much anything in that size range. And as well as covering all carriers, it also covers all the types of signals. It's 5G compatible, and it comes with a 3-year warranty. So this is a really great solution. And I think that, you know, when it comes down to doing, providing a cellular solution into an office, this is kind of an easy button. Also, you know, if there were multiple sites, if you have a customer that has maybe 10 locations in across the state or even multiple states, it's a really easy way to purchase a solution and have it completely installed and up and running within a week. We also offer that same product, that same amplifier, but in a do-it-yourself installation. So for those who are inclined, they can purchase this solution and do the installation themselves. It comes in both 50 ohm or 75 ohm. They operate the same. It's just based on preference as far as what you like to work with. But the Office 200 is a great solution, again, for the kind of medium-sized customers. And so it will be a good fit for the professional installers. The Office 100 is a slightly smaller unit, maybe for spaces between 6,000 and 10,000 square feet. It could be small warehouses, it could be small retail stores. And so this would be a great solution for that as well. It's a simple installation. And again, this is a do-it-yourself install, and a great out-of-the-box solution for smaller businesses. Then we also, now that was the small medium business, and that's a huge opportunity for most of our installer partners. But if you're maybe more focused on residential consumer customers, AV types of projects, things like that, you might want something similar, but more of suited for a residential setting. You know, this is again similar to what we've talked about before. Everybody's experiencing frustration. They've spent a lot of time indoors, unfortunately, in the last year and a half, and so we want to make sure that they have connectivity to family, to work, and so a WeBoost residential solution would allow you to have strong connectivity for home office, or perhaps remote schooling, work, you know, kids being at home need to communicate with their school as well. And so again, this is a complete package solution, a kit that you can order and then have it installed, either do it yourself, or I'm going to show you in a minute. Yes, we do have a solution that comes with installation for those who maybe don't want to do it themselves. And there are 3 different sizes. So depending on your needs, you might start with, maybe it's just a single room that you want to cover, maybe just a home office, and that's critical. You want to be able to talk to your company and your team partners and customers. So we make a home studio unit that covers 1 room. We also have a very much more powerful unit called the home MultiRoom that will cover about 2 to 3 rooms. In the average house, can, depending on walls, depending on your outdoor signal, it could cover more or less than that. And then we have the Home Complete, which will cover a complete home, and this comes in both a do-it-yourself installation and the installed home complete product that will include the professional installation, similar to what I talked about on the commercial building solutions. So what we decided to do, that installed home complete became really a unique product about 1.5 years ago. We found that there were a lot of customers who needed a solution, but maybe they weren't comfortable with getting on a ladder or getting on a roof to put an antenna up, or running cable from outside to inside. So we wanted to give them an option, and that's when we introduced the installed home complete. The installed home complete, as I said, is a complete solution. So you can see the box in the middle. That's what you'll receive in the mail, or your customer would receive. And then they'll follow the instructions, and it will give them, again, in all 50 states, any zip code, it'll give them a professional installation in as little as 2 days. So when they open the box, very simple instructions. There's a phone number, there's an email, a website on there. Just go to those, and you can pick from a calendar what is a convenient time for you to have the installer come by. They've done thousands of these installs. They're very professional, and so you can feel comfortable having this product up and running really in no time. And you can see here some actual pictures with the customer, with the installer showing up at the site. So OnTech is a division of Dish Networks. So they are very familiar with putting antennas on homes, dishes on homes. So it's every house is a little bit unique, and the installer knows the best way to work with you and decide where the solution should be installed to perform the best, but also within maybe some of your guidelines as far as aesthetics and where you want these installed. And again, here's just a simple picture of the installed home complete. That is the amplifier that you see. There's also a nice fabric colored antenna, which I'll show you here on the DIY picture. The one on the left is the indoor antenna that can be placed on a shelf or on a table or desk somewhere, and that's the part that amplifies out to your device. The other antenna that you see on the right side of the booster there is for that's the outdoor directional antenna, and that's where your installer, or if you're doing it yourself, you would place that on the outside of the house, aiming towards the closest cell tower so that you can get the best signal. As I mentioned, we did have a 2 to 3 room solution, the home MultiRoom, which is a great solution for many customers. This could cover up to about 5,000 square feet. And again, depending on the numbers of walls, the signal strength on the outdoors area could require you to either have a bigger or smaller amplifier. But this is actually our most popular unit. It's kind of the Goldilocks right in the middle, and a lot of customers have used this for several years. And for that small space, maybe a single room, it could be a home office or something like that, or a bedroom where you might want a strong signal. Then the home studio is a very simple, very nice looking, kind of unobtrusive device. And again, do-it-yourself installation on this one, and that will take care of amplifying the signal within your house. And that way you can rely on it without having to go outdoors, without having to go down the driveway or something, to be able to get a signal or a text. And so this is just an overview. It shows you those products from the installed home complete, which is also available as a do-it-yourself install, just called the home complete, the MultiRoom, and the studio. And so that's really the overview of the solutions. They're very straightforward, very simple as far as their setup. And so if you have any questions, please put those in the chat, and we will get to those. If you have a longer question and you'd like to discuss it in detail, please reach out to your Petra sales rep, and they would get in touch with you, either answer the question or get someone from Wilson involved if that's necessary. And we really appreciate all of your time today. Again, Wilson Electronics, and there's our websites. If you wanted to view more, you can also go to the Petra website. They have a lot of our products on there and a lot of good information for you to read about. WeBoost and Wilson Pro. So WeBoost is our residential consumer-oriented line, also the small business, and then Wilson Pro is our larger enterprise custom solutions. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate you taking the time out and hope you get to know Wilson Electronics better, and have a great day. Thank you.